Hi guys! Today, I'm gonna share with you my thoughts on the Spinnaker Cahill dive watch. First off, I have to preface this video by saying that this watch was sent to me by Spinnaker. I do not have to give it back. I am not required by Spinnaker to create a positive review, and I will try to be as unbiased and as critical as I can be. Second, I do not have a lot of experience with dive watches because I'm more of a dress watch person. The only dive watches I've had experience with are the Vostok Amphibia and the Martinero Bayshore. I don't usually wear dive watches, but it's nice to have at least one in the collection for when you need a dive watch for adventures. I just wanted to let you know so you understand the context of my review. I've been wearing this Cahill watch for a couple of days already. I've posted the unboxing video and resizing a few days ago on YouTube Shorts in case you haven't seen them. But before I go into the review, let's go over the specs first. It has a case diameter of 40 millimeters, lug to lug of 48 millimeters, case thickness of 13 millimeters, and a lug width of 20 millimeters. It has a slightly domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating. The dial has a nice dark blue gritty texture, and the applied hour markers look like thick discs. It has a 120-click unidirectional bezel made with mineral crystal. The case is stainless steel, mostly brushed but has a polished bezel here, which is a nice detail. The H-link bracelet is made with brushed solid stainless steel with solid end links, which overall feels hefty. It starts at 20 millimeters and it tapers to 18 millimeters. It uses a fold-over latch which is signed with the Spinnaker logo, and the clasp is milled. It also has a diver's extension here. It's powered by the Miyota 8215, which is a known reliable movement for budget watches. It doesn't hack, but it does hand wind. Lastly, I have to highlight that it says here, water resistance is just 150 meters. Typically, dive watches have 200 meters water resistance. Next, for the review portion, I'm gonna share with you the things that I like and the things that I don't like about the Spinnaker Cahill watch. First, let's go over the things that I like. For someone with a 6 1/4 inch wrist, it wears really well thanks to the lug-to-lug length of 48 millimeters. For a watch in the price range of around $350 US or lower if you wait for the sale season, the finishing is well done and the dial looks very dynamic. In terms of design, I really like the style of bezel with the domed glass, similar to the 50 Fathoms. Most dive watches in the affordable categories follow the SKX or the Submariner style, which is a bit more rugged. This one just has a more dressier vibe, which is more my personal style. Out of the watches in my collection, this one has the strongest lume, and it lasts a long time. I don't have a lot of experiences with lume because my collection is mostly dress watches and vintage watches, and so all I can say is I am amazed by how long the lume lasted for this, especially compared to my other dive watch. Next, moving on to the things that I don't like about it. The Miyota 8215 movement does not hack. For watches in the similar price range, they offer the Seiko NH35 movement, which both hacks and hand winds. Personally, I'm okay with a non-hacking movement, but if you need a hacking function, this watch is not for you. Generally, people often complain about having the logo etched on the side of the case. However, whenever I wear the watch, I don't really notice it at all unless I force myself to look at the side. Another gripe I have on the design, and this is just me, I'm not a fan of the Mercedes hands on anything that's not a Rolex. I just wish that they used the shorter version of the minute hand. My biggest complaint is that the bezel is really hard to rotate and when I first tried it, my fingertips were red. After a few days, it is kind of slightly easier to rotate, but still relatively hard, and my fingertips are still sore. I think this is a major red flag, especially since this is supposed to be a dive watch. At the beginning, I kept rotating it because I wanted to try to align the bezel, but after a few tries, I found that it really does not align. So those are my thoughts on the Spinnaker Cahill dive watch. Overall, it's a good-looking watch. I love having it on my wrist and it's very comfortable. You can tell they used good quality materials. However, I would just avoid using it in any situation which requires me to rotate the bezel, which is a shame because it is a dive watch. I hope that this is something that Spinnaker can improve on, especially if they want to cater to the women market. Thanks for watching today's video. If you have any thoughts on the Spinnaker Cahill dive watch, please let me know in the comment section below. If you'd like to see more of my other videos, check these out.